What we're doing here today is we're capturing 20 ewes and lambs from a really strong bighorn sheep population here in the Deschutes River Canyon. The 20 we catch here today we're going to move over and release in the John Day River Canyon in an attempt to expand the range a little bit and increase and improve the genetic diversity in that herd. And then tomorrow we'll take 20 from there and attempt to start a new herd on Bridge Creek Wildlife Area with those 20. So today and tomorrow we're moving sheep. What we're looking for today is ewes and lambs. We're not trying to move any rams because there are a few existing sheep on these are going into the edge of a range, and there's rams that will find these ewes and lambs that we released today. Our objective is to get healthy breeding age animals, and we're testing them for a whole suite of diseases that affect wild sheep. Mycoplasma over pneumonia is the big one. It's a pneumonia-causing thing, and if they have it, they tend to die. So we're including our standard sampling protocol that does everything. You'll see that it's a fairly streamlined operation. The health of the animals is our first and foremost concern, all right there beside the well-being of the people handling the animals. We want everybody and everything to be safe in the entire process. So that's why the focus is paying attention to the details as we go through this process. In southeast Oregon, we've had some sickness issues due to Mycoplasma over pneumonia, primarily in Malheur and southern Harney counties. Leslie Gulch herd, the upper Hawaii River herd, Blue Mountain Saddle, even down into the 10-mile rim or 8-mile rim, I think, down there, bordering along the Nevada border, where they've actually had some issues down there as well. So we have a PhD student down there working on those sheep, and after we're done with the animals moving here, we'll capture some animals in Potamus herd in the upper John Day River system, sampling those for the same diseases up on the hill. Then we'll bring those animals to a central workstation. We'll capture them up there and sample them and collar them up on the hill. And that's part of the Western Association's Bighorn Sheep Working Group's regional initiative to better monitor our sheep populations for these diseases that cause such huge concerns for us. And then from there we'll go down where we have disease, and we have a PhD project going on, and we're going to collar and sample some animals there to make sure that study is done with sufficient rigor so that we can get some answers on hopefully how to deal with and manage this into the future. We're working with today is a long-standing, very efficient, very safe, very productive operation developed in the state of Oregon, and it is actually the pattern that is now used in many of the other western states when they plan and conduct capture operations for wild sheep. The Western Association asked Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife and Craig Foster, who was capture boss at the time, to develop a draft manuscript for that was published in 2002, I think, somewhere in that time frame. And it's a protocol that can be looked at and downloaded to help to make other capture operations work as efficiently. We shoot for an average time handling from the time they hit the ground under the helicopter to the time they go in the truck of about 7 minutes, and we're pretty good about reaching that objective. We have to work diligently to keep our handling time down on the animals, because the longer we handle them, the more likely they are to be susceptible to stress, because it is a bit of a stressful operation for the animals. We use some sedatives now that we didn't used to use. That helps keep them calm while we're dealing with them, and all of our animals are vaccinated with a number of vaccinations that help them adjust their diets to the new area, as well as some antibiotics and things like that, and we treat the wounds that they might receive during the capture process. And there's a lot of diseases that affect bighorn sheep and all kinds of wildlife, and that's why we test for as many as we do. Viruses, parasites, bacteria, all of that stuff is in the suite that we test for. Right now, the one that is of most concern for us is the Mycoplasma over pneumonia. Current range is in Oregon probably 30% of what we think was probably here at European settlement. Oregon has quite a bit of country that's suitable for the California bighorn sheep that we're working with today, and the Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep that occur in far northeast Oregon. Not all of that habitat has wild sheep in it, because many of the habitats out there have other conflicts that would include developments and domestic sheep and other property things that preclude us from putting sheep in those habitats.